Tonight, we're investigating a digital phenomenon that has the music industry's old guard scrambling for answers. How did a quiet teenager from Wigan manage to build a global empire without a single major label behind her? For decades, the path to superstardom was a gate-kept secret, requiring millions in marketing and the blessing of powerful executives. But Lucy Thomas has effectively shattered that glass ceiling. As of early 2026, her numbers are staggering, surpassing 1.2 million subscribers and racking up hundreds of millions of views. Yet, if you look at the radio charts or the typical celebrity tabloids, her name is curiously absent. This isn't an accident, it's a strategic withdrawal. Industry insiders have noted that Thomas is outperforming artists who have 10 times her promotional budget. The untold story here isn't just about a voice, it's about a massive shift in power. We are seeing a new era where the audience, not the executive, decides who becomes a legend. While her peers are often caught in restrictive 360 deals that take a cut of everything from merch to touring, Lucy has maintained a level of autonomy that is almost unheard of in the modern era. This independence has allowed her to bypass the pop star factory, but it has also fueled rumors about her relationship with the mainstream media. Why isn't she on the covers of the major magazines? Some suggest she's been blacklisted for refusing to play the traditional game, while others believe she is simply waiting for the right moment to strike. Whatever the case, the data doesn't lie. Lucy Thomas is currently one of the most successful independent vocalists on the planet, and she did it all by ignoring the rules that everyone else was told they had to follow. To understand where Lucy is going in 2026, we have to look back at the moment the industry almost claimed her, and the shocking reason she walked away. Back in 2018, the world was introduced to a 14-year-old Lucy on The Voice Kids UK. Her rendition of Moon River was a viral sensation, but as the competition reached its climax, something felt off. While most finalists are desperate for the winner's trophy and the accompanying record deal, there has long been speculation that the Thomas camp saw the fine print and decided to run the other way. Reports from behind the scenes suggest that the standard contracts for reality TV winners involve a level of control that can be stifling for a developing artist. Instead of signing her life away for a quick burst of fame, Lucy did the unthinkable. She returned to her normal life to hone her craft on her own terms. This wasn't a failure to win, it was a tactical retreat. We've investigated the aftermath of these shows, and many former winners describe a sense of being tossed aside once the season ends. By avoiding that trap, Lucy managed to keep her image untarnished and her creative soul intact. Rumors surfaced during this period that several talent scouts were frustrated by her family's refusal to sign with the first big name that came knocking. This early defiance set the stage for everything that followed. She chose a slow, organic build over a manufactured explosion, a move that many critics at the time labeled as career suicide. However, looking at her trajectory today, that refusal to comply with the reality TV machine appears to be the most brilliant move of her entire career. She didn't just save her voice, she saved her future. While the rest of the world was chasing TikTok trends and synthpop beats, Lucy Thomas was quietly revitalizing a genre that many claimed was dead: classical crossover. The partnership between Lucy and Cavendish Records is a case study in counter-programming. Instead of trying to compete with the likes of Taylor Swift or Billie Eilish, they went in the opposite direction, focusing on timeless classics and musical theater anthems. This led to a series of albums, Premiere, Encore, and Destiny, that targeted an audience the major labels had largely forgotten. But this success brought its own set of controversies. Rumors began to circulate that gatekeepers in the classical world were skeptical of a YouTube-born star entering their prestigious territory. There were accusations that her rise was too digital and lacked the traditional pedigree of the opera house. However, the sheer quality of her vocal output silenced the critics. We've looked into the production behind her videos, and the level of precision is obsessive. Every note is scrutinized, and every arrangement is tailored to showcase her unique emotional depth. This wasn't just doing covers. It was a meticulous rebranding of what it means to be a modern vocalist. The strategy worked so well that it created a shadow market, a massive group of fans who don't follow mainstream music news but buy every single one of Lucy's albums. This secret fan base is the engine behind her 2026 expansion. By building a direct-to-consumer relationship, she effectively bypassed the need for radio airplay or PR stunts. She proved that if the talent is undeniable and the strategy is focused, the gatekeepers eventually become irrelevant. Every artist reaches a tipping point where they must choose between the safe path and the true path, and for Lucy, that moment arrived with the Rosie project. For years, her audience was built on the comfort of familiar songs, masterful covers that felt like a warm embrace. But in a move that sent shockwaves through her fan base, she pivoted toward original musical theater. Writing and starring in a brand new musical is one of the riskiest moves an artist can make. We've seen established legends lose millions on original stage productions that failed to find an audience. Speculation was rampant. Would her fans follow her into unknown territory, or would they demand the old Lucy back? This period was marked by an intense period of silence from her camp, leading some to wonder if the project was in trouble. However, when the music was finally exposed to the public, the reaction was overwhelming. Rosie wasn't just a side project. It was a declaration of artistic maturity. It showcased a voice that had moved beyond imitation into true creation. But even with the success, the rumor mill wouldn't stop. Some industry analysts suggested that this pivot was a way to distance herself from the cover artist label that can sometimes be a glass ceiling in the industry. It was a gamble that required her to alienate the casual viewers in favor of the die-hard supporters. As we look at the results today, the gamble seems to have paid off. She didn't just maintain her audience, she elevated it. She proved that she wasn't just a singer who could hit high notes, but a storyteller who could command a narrative. This transition was the final piece of the puzzle needed to prepare her for the global stage of 2026. As we move into the second half of 2026, the Lucy Thomas phenomenon is moving from the digital screen to the physical world in a way that is frankly unprecedented for an independent act. The announcement of her September 2026 tour across Europe and potentially the United States has the industry on high alert. This isn't just a few small club dates. We are talking about prestigious venues that are usually reserved for the elite tier of signed artists. There are whispered reports that the logistics of this tour are being handled with military precision to ensure that her live voice matches the studio perfection her fans expect. But with this expansion comes a new set of rumors. Critics are questioning if she can maintain the stamina for a grueling international schedule without a massive label support system. There are also accusations surfacing from rival promoters that her team has been aggressive in securing prime dates, showing that the quiet girl from Wigan has developed a very sharp business edge. The 2026 tour is being viewed as the ultimate test. Can a YouTube star translate digital clicks into ticket sales on a global scale? If she succeeds, she will effectively rewrite the rulebook for every aspiring artist. We have seen a few others try this, but none with the specific classical to pop bridge that Lucy occupies. This tour is more than just a series of concerts. It's a hostile takeover of the traditional touring circuit. Every sold-out show is a message to the industry that the old ways are dying, and a new, independent queen has claimed the throne. Perhaps the most shocking element of Lucy's rise is her refusal to move to the United States, despite repeated offers from the biggest names in the business. We have investigated rumors that multiple, talent-heavy, labels in Los Angeles have tried to lure her across the Atlantic with promises of movie deals and pop stardom. In any other era, a singer of her caliber would have moved to Hollywood years ago. So why has she stayed in the UK, tucked away from the paparazzi and the industry parties? Some say it's a commitment to her roots, while others speculate that she saw how other young stars were consumed by the LA lifestyle and decided to avoid that tragedy at all costs. There are reports of a secretive meeting that took place in early 2025 where she allegedly turned down a contract that would have made her a household name overnight. Why? Because the contract required her to change her sound to fit a more commercial mold. This refusal to sell out has created a legendary status around her. In 2026, the question isn't whether she will go to America, but whether America will finally have to come to her. As she prepares for her next chapter, the mystery only grows. She remains an enigma, a global star who values her privacy more than her fame. As we conclude this report, it's clear that Lucy Thomas isn't just a singer, she's a revolutionary. She has proven that in the modern age, talent, combined with a fierce refusal to compromise, is the most powerful weapon an artist can have. The untold story of Lucy Thomas is still being written, and if 2026 is any indication, the best, and perhaps the most controversial, chapters are yet to come.